I think we're live. I didn't see the we're live note come on, but okay, I'm going to go with it. We are live. Yes, the broadcast has started. Sorry about the little snafu, but yes, we are live. I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight. We have been talking about the power of routines for the past 3 weeks. So, to wrap up the fourth week of February, we're going to talk about what to do when you're just not motivated to do anything. And I've already got a couple of people like Vegan Mama and Sue H jumping on. And one of them said that this is a great topic for them. So let's get into if you're unmotivated, you just don't feel like doing anything. On tonight's episode of Homemaking with Purpose, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to get your mojo back. Last week, we talked about how to fall in love with your home again. And if you missed that episode, man, oh man, the last 2 episodes of Homemaking with Purpose have been fire. So if you missed that episode or those episodes, I will link them with an iCard above. And the one is already linked in the description box. So you will want to check those out. And I'm thinking though that tonight is a little different because your motivation as a homemaker is gone. And it could be gone for a number of different reasons. And one reason could be that you're dealing with depression. Your motivation is gone because you're dealing with depression. It's hard to get out of bed and put one foot in front of the other. When people deal with clinical depression, it is just hard to get out of bed and do anything. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. You've got so much to do that you don't know where to start. So you're paralyzed and you don't do anything. Or maybe you're just tired. You are exhausted. You've got a new baby. You've got a couple of littles. You're working full time or part time outside of the house. And then you come home and you've got things to do inside of the house. And you're just physically exhausted. Or maybe you have some health issues. Maybe you've got a chronic dis-ease. And I say dis-ease, even though disease is from dis-ease, but there's something that's causing a lack of ease in your body, in your person, and you just can't get to it. It doesn't allow you to do much of anything. So let me ask you that are there in the chat, what other causes than the 4 that I've named can you think of that can make one lose his or her desire to keep house? Tell me in the chat. And if you're team replay, tell me in the comment section. Let me know what are some other reasons other than clinical depression. And I'm not talking about situational depression. You're depressed because something happened that lasts a couple of days and it goes away. I'm talking about clinical depression, feeling overwhelmed, so you're paralyzed to start, physical tiredness, just physical exhaustion, or some kind of health issues that causes some chronic pain, some mobility issues, but something that is creating some dis-ease in your body that affects your ability to do what it is that you need to do. Let me know in the chat what you might think. And while I'm going to look here, let me look over here to see who's here. So Vegan Mama says, perfect topic for her. Hey, Sue. Hey, Deb. It is always good to see you. Hey, Stephanie. Hi, I'm glad you joined us tonight. There's my little sister, Jerry Barber. Hello. And then Joe, hello. Michelle says hello. And Deb says, great topic for her as well. And Michelle says that this is her with depression. She has multiple health issues, and her neurologist warned her husband about depression with her diagnosis. So she's thankful for a hubby and kids who help, but she wants to be able to do it herself. Now, boom, 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 Michelle. one of the things that I'm going to talk about tonight is not trying to do it all yourself. It's not just your responsibility, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it. And Janelle, hello. It is good to see you here as well. Knowing that you're about to move, you lose motivation for your current home. I know. And you feel like, okay, so I'm going to move. I'm going to be leaving this temporary home. So why do I want to continue to do this and that and the other? Because this is just our temporary home. But Janelle, here's the thing. It may be your temporary home, but baby girl, it is still your home. And it is your children's home and your husband's home. And it's the space that you create for them. Remember, homemaking is an art and a science. And right now, the art in this temporary home is how you bring yourself to the table, to the family room, to the doing of all the things to create that home for your family. The other part, and this part is going to be the science, is packing that puppy up to get ready to move. So, yeah, I understand. You got a lot ahead of you, but it is doable. Okay, I think I'm going off on a tangent already. So now Stephanie says depression and feeling overwhelmed. And I do know, and Stephanie's mentioned this on this channel before and on her channel, that one of the things that she struggles with is that her mom has some mental health challenges that Stephanie is trying to help manage. I think at one time, mom was living at home with Stephanie, but now I don't think she's in the home, but you can feel overwhelmed with that. And I totally get it because me and Blue Skies, we had our mom home for a while. And oh my goodness, we were just overwhelmed all the time, just trying to care for all the different needs that she had. So yes, that's one. Oh, you know what, Judy? I did not even think of that one. When I was working on putting my notes together for tonight's show, grief did not enter my mind, but you're absolutely right. Grief is a huge one. And grief can accompany depression depending upon what it was that you're grieving about or what may have triggered the depression. Now, when I talk about depression, for the most part, we are looking at clinical depression and not situational depression. You broke up with your boyfriend, so you're temporarily upset or whatever. However, situational depression can last for a long enough period of time that it becomes so inherent in the body that you can start to have some hormonal shifts, some chemical shifts in the brain, and you can end up with some clinical depression as a result. So yeah, grief is huge. So yes, you're right. Grief is huge. Hey, Joe. Yes to multiple health issues. So yeah, is Michelle on here? Oh, yeah, that Michelle. Okay, I was thinking your other friend, Michelle. And then Doretha McElliott, she said hers is depression along with health issues and trying to care for her husband with no help. And she gets tired. Doretha, that is something that I know a little about. Not that I've personally had to channel that because when our mother was going through her challenges, I had Blue Skies to help. And then when she was staying here with me for a while, my husband was also helpful. So I've not had to do that alone. But one of my sister's in laws, her husband had a bad stroke, and she had to spend years caring for him. And she didn't have any help or much help, and it was really quite difficult. And she was just physically exhausted all the time. And right now, one of my daughter-in-laws has her father in their home, and she's having to care for him. And she gets tired. Now, luckily, they do have help, but yes, caring for a loved one can be very, very fatiguing. Sue says overwhelmed because she can't decide where to start, what to prioritize, thinking it will take a lot of time, how to organize, and what to keep or get rid of. Sue, you know what? We need to chat. And I don't know, I've got my homemaking 201 program started. And I wasn't going to talk about that right now, but maybe we need to chat. Maybe that might be something you want to engage in. But in the meantime, when we get down later on to the Q&A portion of the program, let's talk about, well, no, not let me do it right now so that I don't end up forgetting. One of the things you want to think about, Sue, is if you don't know where to start, think about what's the most important thing to you that needs done and start there. What's the most important thing that you need done? I will typically tell the homemaker to one, start with making the bed every day. Get up, get dressed, get up, take your shower, get dressed, and then make your bed. Number two, unload the dishwasher because you loaded it the night before. So unload the dishwasher that morning so that it's ready to receive dirty dishes. If you didn't wash the dishes the night before, then wash the dishes so you've got a clean kitchen to start in. And three, start a load of laundry because you got to have clean clothes. You got to have clean underwear. So start a very small load of laundry. Start there. But that may not be the most important thing to you. So you have to think about what's the most important thing to you. So we'll start there. Kadia, hello. Oh my goodness. Kadia saying she loves the hair. This is a bad hair day. I did this because I couldn't think of anything else to do with it. So that's why it's like this. But thank you. I appreciate that. And then Joy. Hey, Joy. It's always good to have you back with us as well. Okay, so I've done the greeting. So let me go ahead and jump in. And we've had quite a few people give us some reasons why people can feel unmotivated and overwhelmed that I didn't think of, and I appreciate that. So when we think about what can cause one not to care, not to do, in addition to the depression that I mentioned and feeling overwhelmed and being tired and exhausted and having chronic health issues, there's also grief that was mentioned. And there's also not knowing where to start and that kind of thing, or not having any help. And before I forget, let me just say welcome to Homemaking with Purpose, where we bring to you the best ideas, interviews, and information for today's homemaker. I am Denise Jordan, your host, and tonight's episode of Homemaking with Purpose is sponsored by, let me find it here. You guys know it takes me a while. Is sponsored by Homemaking 201, our digital mentoring homemaking course. Homemaking 201, mastering your homemaking journey. Notice I didn't say my homemaking journey, but mastering your homemaking journey. It's an 8-week mentoring program that will help you not just navigate, but master your homemaking journey. Homemaking 201 will make a great gift for young homemakers, new brides, even seasoned homemakers that needs to do some tweaking. You can check us out here on my Apron Diva website. So what you'd want to do is you can just look up here in the menu and just click on Homemaking 201, and it just shows you all the details about the program. And one thing I do want to say is that you guys know I've been putting this off, and I've decided to go ahead and get it started. So we're only accepting a few people in this first beta group, and the cost of it is $199, and you can pay for it here through my Shopify store. And Shopify has a variety of payment options, so that payment should not be an option, a barrier, I should say. So there's that. Oh, Jerry, whenever I say there's that and you're on, it makes me, I think, oh, Jerry's here. She's going to hear me say that again. But okay. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So tip number one to help you get your mojo back. Tip number one to help you get started. And you guys are going to laugh at this one. Tip number one is to watch someone else clean. Seriously, just watch someone else clean. I love watching other women clean. Now, my husband does not get it. He'll come in the kitchen. I'm sitting there watching YouTube. He'll say, "What you watching?" I say, "Oh, I'm watching this cleaning video." He's like, "Why?" But you know what? I watch other women clean and I get new ideas. I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know you could do it that way. That's a good idea." Or maybe it's a problem or a struggle that I've been having. And so watching this other person do whatever it is they're doing, I learned some new things. And one of the person that I've learned quite a bit from is Melissa Maker at Clean My Space. And I have to say that I was one of those people that when I was cleaning something, I'd spray it down, then I'd start, scrubbing with my cleaning cloth and that kind of thing. And one of the things that I learned from Melissa is you gotta let the product work. You can't spray it on and then wipe it off right away because it hasn't had time to do its job. So you can learn new things from other people. And I like looking at other women's kitchens. Like I like trying to say, what's that over there? What has she got? That kind of thing. Like I've seen a couple of things in a few kitchens and I'm like, I think I want one of those so that I'm trying to get. Like I've been exploring different websites, trying to find a really cute little salt cellar. I'm digressing. Let me get back on track. Sorry, guys. But it's very motivating to watch other women clean. And I've got several cleaning videos. Like one of the videos that I like to do is my 15-minute task videos. I do the Fly Lady cleaning system, and it's so I do four zone cleaning options a week. And they usually take about 15 no more than 20 minutes each. And so I will do that. But then sometimes I might be doing an all day clean or whatever. So I've got some cleaning videos that you can watch. You can binge watch to kind of help you get motivated. And then I've also got a few favorites that I like to watch. So one of the ones that I do enjoy watching is right here in our sister group, and that is Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life. And Michelle is one who, when she cleans, she frequently does a long cleaning project. She calls it a house reset or something like that. And she's good about sharing that maybe she's had a struggle with depression, and she's been very open. She's been a guest on the show to talk about that. And so when she steps out of that or is coming out of that, sometimes she's been overwhelmed and she's got some things she needs to do to get caught up. But I like watching her clean and listening to her talk and mumble to herself and talk about what it is she's doing and why. And then she's got some new kittens. So Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life, I like to hear her. The other one that I watch that I like is Inspired by Nikki. And she doesn't clean a lot, but she does do some cleaning. And I just enjoy the ambiance of her channel. And she's such an inspiration. And she's just so ladylike. And I like that as well. Another one that I like is Natalie Bennett. And that's just the name of her channel, Natalie Bennett. She's got three littles, probably the twins. That's why I like her. She's got twins because I've got twins. Her twins look like they're about 6 maybe. And then she's got a little girl that looks like she's maybe 3. And she's a stay-at-home mom, but they just bought a new property about a year, maybe 2 years ago. And so she's doing gardening and all that kind of stuff, but she'll do cleaning and cooking and different things. And I just enjoy her vibe. So I like her. And then one other that I really enjoy is my little sister, Angel at Habits of a Homemaker. She's been a guest on the show as well. I have to see if I can get Angel to come back too, because she really enjoys talking about homemaking. And she's got her own take, her own perspective on being a homemaker. And we don't always agree on some things, but we do agree on the big things. And so I like to watch her too. And then, of course, there's the organized soprano, because I just like hearing her talk about the science behind the different things that she does. So tell me in the chat, or boom, if you're on the replay, Who do you enjoy watching on YouTube that inspires you with your homemaking? Let me know about that. Hey, Michelle, if you just jumped on, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about how you are one of the YouTube channels that I enjoy watching because I enjoy watching your home resets and your cleaning and different things like that. And I enjoy hearing you talk and mumble about whatever it is that you're doing and why. And I mentioned how open you are about sometimes when you've been having a problem with depression, how it can affect what it is you're doing. So I don't have Michelle's channel linked in the description box, but all the channels that I mentioned, I will link in the description box. So Michelle, you missed me when I said all these good things about you. Ha ha ha. She said her ears were burning. So she tuned in. But no, Joe told her that I was giving her a shout out. You know what though? Michelle is one of my YouTube friends from way back. And she's always jumping in and giving good comments and things like that. So yeah, I'm glad that you were able to jump in. And you're usually here too. So there's that. Um So let's see who people like to watch. Oh, so Michelle Nelson says that her youngest daughter watches Ladies Like Me. Robin at Faith and Flower. Yes, I forgot to put Robin. Oh, God. I hope she doesn't see this episode. But yes, I like Robin at Faith and Flower also. Because I just like her calm demeanor and the way she just kind of goes about it. And I like some of the routines that she does. So, yes, Robin at Faith and Flower is one of the ones that I watch every week. And then I forgot to mention her. So, yes, she's one of the ones that I enjoy. Um, Rain Diamonds loves Gypsy XO and Our Katerina. I don't know them, but I will have to check them out. And Stephanie's laughing at me. Well, you know what? I was coming up to A Better Life with Fly Lady Cat Vegan Mama, and tell me your name. And I know you were on Fly Lady Cat's show the other day too, because I was on and you were on. So tell me your name, Vegan Mama. We like to call each other by our names when we can. And the Minimal Mom, I enjoy her too. I enjoy watching her, but she doesn't quite clean quite as much as I like. But she does talk about getting things done. Oh, Janelle, yes. Jennifer Scott, the Daily Connoisseur. I love her. I really find her to be very, very motivating. She'll do some cleaning and cooking. She does more cooking than she does cleaning. But what I find is that when she's doing her voiceover narrations, she's giving you quite a bit of information and motivation about homemaking. So, yes, she's one that I enjoy too. Hey, Duncan, party of six. I'm glad to have you here. Yes, Ebony, Ivy, and Time, and Jamie's Journey. I'm going to have to check out Jamie's Journey. I've heard of her before. And then Ebony, Ivy, and Time. You know I love Leona. She's here frequently. And I love being in the kitchen with her and watching her cook. So whereas she doesn't clean in other areas in her home, honey, she cleans that kitchen and she is a master home cook. So yes, I enjoy her too. And then Party of Six likes other homemakers who have multiples who also do homeschooling. Okay. Hey, Florence. Glad to have you here. My clicker's not clicking. There you are. Glad to have you here. Oh, you know what? Hillary at Old World Home. I like her too. I used to watch her all the time, but I don't watch her anymore. I don't know why. I've watched her for a long time too. So yeah, and Joe, that's who Michelle was talking about, Hillary at Old World Home. Okay. So those are some of the ones that I have enjoyed watching, and watching other people cook and clean can help you get your mojo back. And when I was putting the notes together for this show, I was more thinking about not wanting to clean and do laundry. But I forgot that sometimes, depending upon how bad that lack of motivation can get, it can extend to cooking, and you've got a family maybe, or even yourself, that you need to prepare meals for. So watching Leona at Ebony, Ivy, and Time in the kitchen can certainly get you motivated to cook. Because I was watching her cook some apple tarts, and I have to tell you, I got out my ramekins and I thought I got to make me some apple tarts because it was just so interesting to watch her. Now, here is something else that I want you guys to think about. And I think it's already come up in the chat. And if you're on the replay, think about this as well. But people dealing with depression often live in messy spaces. And there are reasons for that. Depression can make it very hard to concentrate, to care for oneself, to even get anything done. So I'm a retired healthcare professional. I'm a nurse, and then I worked in the community for a long while before I retired. And one of the things that we look for when we're assessing mental health status is personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is one of the first things to go when people are suffering from depression. Then that extends to their personal spaces, their bedrooms, and then it extends out. So people dealing with depression, because they have a difficult time focusing, they typically will have a lack of energy. They have this overwhelming sadness and hopelessness that can last for weeks. And it includes, like I said, a lack of energy, fatigue, a lack of interest, and just being overall overwhelmed that it's just hard for them to get things done. So, for those of you with family members that you may be concerned about them or yourself, some simple signs that you may be dealing with depression could be dishes are piling up in the kitchen. Let's say typically the dishes are washed every day or every other day. They load the dishwasher or whatever. But now dishes are just piling up. That could indicate a problem. Laundry is going undone. Or the house is just in general disorder when it's not usually like that. So if you're dealing with depression, you could be experiencing some of these symptoms. So when we look at tip number 2, then, if you've been struggling with depression, and notice I did say struggling with depression, you want to start small. So what do I mean by starting small? You're trying to get your mojo back. So you want to start with a small task that you can complete in a short period of time. Don't overwhelm yourself with something big. Start small. Don't try cleaning out the garage or tackling your whole bedroom if it's a whole big mess, or under your bathroom sink. Like in many homes, that's a black hole. Start small so that you can get it done and feel good about the results. That's what you want to do. Something small that will not overwhelm you. Now, let's look at some examples of what's small. Make your bed. That's something small. Make your bed, take a shower, get dressed. And just doing those things can help you feel a sense of accomplishment rather than sitting around the house all day in your pajamas or your yoga pants. Take a shower, get dressed. I'm not saying put on makeup or anything like that, but just take a shower, get dressed. Maybe put on some lotion or something, moisturize your skin, your face, that kind of thing. Do that. And then after that, do the dishes, because you got to be able to eat. You have to be able to cook. So do the dishes. Just wash the dishes and set them on the counter in the dish rack to drain, or load and run the dishwasher and then unload the dishwasher. And then start a load of laundry, but let that load of laundry be something really simple like towels. Start a load of towels because you can wash them, dry them, and towels are so easy to fold up and put away, and they smell so fresh. So do a load of towels, wash, dry, fold, and put away. And that's another sense of accomplishment. And then go back and forth looking in that linen closet, gazing at the beauty of those towels stacked up and put away. But start small. Something else you want to consider doing with your progress, particularly if you're dealing with depression or just you've been concerned with the lack of motivation, is track your progress. You decide what it is you need to do. Track your progress. So one of the things you can do to track your progress is make a list of the things you need to do. However, that list needs to be small. No more than 3 things on the list. No more than 3 things on the list. Those 3 things should be your priorities, the most important things. And then you can mark them off as you get them done. And that will give you a feeling of accomplishment. And here's the thing. Now, I've given you 3 things to do earlier, but remember, I also said these need to be the most important things for you. So, in addition to making your bed and getting yourself dressed, what are the 3 things that you feel like have to be done for your house to be livable, or even just for you to be able to move around? Decide what those 3 things are and start there. And when you get them marked off, then you can go into something. And I know Michelle, who's on at My Everyday Wife, like she likes to use a notebook and she'll mark things off that way. But she's also got some printables that I've seen on her channel that she likes to use to kind of help her plan what it is that she's going to do. What I do is I use Kimmy's, she's in her apron planner, and I will make a list on the planner page for the day, and I will list the things there of the things that I want to get done for the week. There's a spot for a brain dump, and I'll dump all those things there, and then I transfer some of the things from the brain dump to the various days for me to get things done. Things don't get done, they go to the next week, that kind of thing. But track your progress, because tracking your progress can just help you feel that sense of accomplishment, and it can help you get your mojo back because, hey, I got this done, I got that done. You feel that sense of accomplishment, like, you know what? Well, maybe I can do more. So there's that. So let me ask you guys, how do you feel when you've completed a task that you've set for yourself? If you're on the replay, tell me in the comment section. If you're here with me, I'm going to be looking to see. And I'm going to back up for a second to see some of the comments, because the chat, as Walter Strong III says, the chat is hopping. Okay, so let's see. So for decluttering, oh, Michelle likes to watch Jody Dunn. You guys have all these new people that I've not heard of. And you know what, Michelle, that's the beauty of YouTube. And that's one of the things that I say, is that sometimes it's not the message, but it's the messenger. I'm going to check out Jody Dunn. I'm sure she may have a lovely message. And there are so many people in the world that are on YouTube that there are enough people to watch, the different creators. And whereas I may talk about the same thing that Jody Dunn talks about, I've never heard of her. And a lot of my people may not, but there are people that watch her that don't watch me because they've never heard of me, but we might be given the exact same message. And there's enough people out there to share that so that we can all do well. But I like that I've gotten some new names that I can check out. So I'm going to check her out. So Stephanie says she couldn't motivate herself to do anything. A pastor she used to know told her that if you want to see how someone's life is, look in their closet. She says, well, don't even dream of looking at hers today. I know that you guys are still struggling with the care for your mom, Stephanie, and you just moved into your new house. And I know you've had some challenges with your husband's health. So yeah, don't look at those closets. But it's funny that you talk about closets and that your pastor says if you want to know how someone's life is, look in their closet. because that's where we have hidden clutter. And we were on with Fly Lady Cat on Monday. She does a live stream every Monday about 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. You guys should definitely check her out because she does a great Q&A. And one of the things that she asked me was, what is the vision for my next project? And my next project is going to be a closet in my bedroom. It's a little small closet that I've kind of got stuffed with stuff. Part of it's organized, but part of it is not. And she asked me, what was my vision for that closet? And I said, my vision is that I want to be able to open the closet door of every room in this house and it be neat and organized. That's my goal. And I'm going to create a project plan to accomplish that. So funny you mentioned closet, but yes, because there's hidden clutter. And sometimes a hidden clutter might be hidden other than just in the closet, but sometimes the hidden clutter is up here. So yeah, there's a lot that can be going on. Okay. So Michelle says clutter is the problem in her house. They have 7 kids. She has depression, kids and adults with ADHD and other stuff. So our house is cluttered soon after cleaning. So here's the thing for you, Michelle. If your house is cluttered soon after cleaning, number one, you probably need to encourage your family to participate in your clutter stops. 3 clutter stops a day. Clutter stop after breakfast, clutter stop after lunch, and a clutter stop before bed. Now, what's a clutter stop? A clutter stop is when you do, some people call it a tidy up, but a clutter stop is when you look at those areas where that normally collect clutter. Like for me, I'm good at setting stuff up here on top of this printer or stuff right down here on this desk. So a clutter stop would be that 3 times a day, I would say, okay, this does not belong here. It goes in my bedroom on the charging stand, and I would take it in there. I brought these up here to share with you guys tonight about something I'm going to talk about. So when I'm done, I would put it away rather than let it sit here for 2 or 3 days, that kind of thing. It's like you would just do a quick look around and you would pick up those things that have just kind of migrated from where they belong and put them in their place. That's what a clutter stop is. And you need you probably should engage in that 3 times a day and get your family to help you do that. They need to be educated to help you do those things because it's not just your responsibility to do that. And then if your kids and adults with ADHD, then you guys are looking at people that get kind of scattered. And I know how that can be. My office right now is a hot mess all around me because I've been working on several different projects. So, and I get real scattered when I'm doing that. So what you want to try to consider doing is getting them to help you. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about, or that I'm going to mention, is getting some help with that. But right now, my question is, how do you feel when you've completed a task you've set for yourself? And I'm looking at people's comments. And Michelle says a shower can make a world of difference. When she's depressed, she always puts it off. And I mentioned earlier, Michelle, that when people are dealing with clinical depression, one of the ways we know that is because personal hygiene is one of the first things to go. They just don't have the energy, the motivation to take a shower, to do those things. But she says when she does get that shower, she feels so much better. Joe said she loves seeing clean and putting away towels. They smell so fresh and they're so soft. So yes. So Michelle says when she's dealing with depression, the basics, which is groceries, dishes, laundry, that's all that gets done when she's depressed. So that's her top 3: groceries, dishes, laundry. That's it. I can understand. Living the life you love with Kay. is English like me, and she's great. Oh, okay. She has mental health issues. Okay, living the life you love with Kay. You guys really gave me a lot of uh, new channels to check out. Okay. So for Joe, when she's struggling with depression, dishes, dusting, and putting away items, that's her big three. Now, boom, Michelle, this is what I'm talking about. Because she declutters and cleans a lot when she's not depressed, it doesn't get too bad. So that when she has a bout of depression, and then when she comes out of it, she can step back into her routine and get things done. Okay. And then for Florence, putting progress where she can see it is very helpful and motivating. So that's going back to making that list of top three and then marking things off. So Stephanie says she's feeling great. So she tries to do at least 3 things a day. Good, Stephanie. So she feels great when she gets things done. And then Joe says she feels good when she gets things done. Okay, some more co-signing on Jody Dunn. I'm going to have to check her out. Ari Katarina is a professional cleaner from Finland who cleans homes for free. A lot of the people she helps have depression. Okay. I might have to invite her here. She's cleaning houses for free. So Michelle is talking to Steffi, telling her, don't worry about closets right now. Just tend to the stuff you can see. But I think, though, Michelle, when Stephanie was talking about look in the closet, it was metaphorical. She wasn't like meaning really looking there because, like, well, they probably are a mess because she's just kind of moved in and she hasn't had the time to organize everything. And then she's been busy with um, some health issues with family members. But yeah, you can get to the closets later. That hidden clutter in the closets, don't worry about that right now. So Carol says she writes a list and she will work on it till the list is done. Even if it takes her a week. She has a bad back and had surgery hopefully soon, which will help it. But she likes to have goals which help her. So okay, good. I'm glad of that. So you like to make that list and then just go down the list and mark things off. If that doesn't overwhelm you, then go for it. Sometimes just dumping everything on the list can be good, but if it's overwhelming to see all those things on the list for some of you, then just put 3 things on the list and make a new list every day. Michelle said she does. They do a 10-minute tidy a few times a day. Yep. Okay. Gotcha. Uh, Kadia says, let's see, where is she? Nope, wait a minute. I just saw her. Kadia says making children clean up the room before going to the next is really important. If it's still an issue, it might be time to give away some items. So now, yeah, Kadia, that was something I was going to say earlier too. If it's really a problem getting them to get things put away, then it could be that they have too many things. And I have to tell you, once my granddaughter, and this is our first grandchild, and I was getting after her about having all of her stuff everywhere. And she says, well, I guess I have too many things. And I thought, well, out of the mouth of babes, she said she had too many things. I'm thinking, and you know, grandmas are always buying stuff. I'm like, okay, thank you. I will recall that the next time you want me to go shopping for this or that, I remember you already have too many things. So if they have too many things, then as parent, we may need to help them sort some of those things out by decluttering. Michelle said she'll do a tidy up throughout the house once a day, putting things back where they belong because it's just hubby and her there. She's got one son, but I don't think he's living there right now. Okay, and Stephanie's husband has started loading the dishwasher at night and then he empties it in the morning, and that's a big help to her. Good, because it's not just you. Hey, Miss Jones, it is good to have you here. She feels organized when the space where she keeps her cosmetics is all nice and neat, and then she likes to use candles. Okay. So Kathy says when she's depressed, she goes back to her daily routines and just do the next best thing. Now, Kathy, boom, I'm going to give you that, because that is my biggest comment that I like to give to my young homemakers and even my seasoned homemakers who are having a struggle. It's like, just step back into your routine, because if you don't and you try to do everything at once, you're just going to feel overwhelmed and then you're going to be stuck and not do anything. But when you're depressed, you go back to your daily routines and just do the next best thing. Once you've got your daily routines done, you can do the next best thing if you like. Miss Jones says when she feels down, she loves to do the dishes, bake, and clean the wood for some reason. And vacuuming helps too. And you know what it is, Miss Jones? It's the work, it's the elbow grease, it's the exertion of energy that helps one to calm down and to relax when someone is stressed. Because I know when I'm stressed, sometimes I'll do a lot of cleaning, maybe even sometimes cooking. Some people like to bake, but it's just getting rid of that excess energy that is helpful. Janelle says when she gets things done, she sleeps better and then she wakes up on time. When she's overwhelmed, she sleeps more. Okay. So when she's struggling, she sleeps longer to avoid housekeeping. And one of the signs of depression is sleeping quite a bit. Now, I'm not saying you're depressed. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that that's one of the things on the list, is that sleeping excessively. But yeah, I get it. So JC says it's time to donate some things and put some toys and games up and rotate them. The kids feel like they have something new when you pull them out, things they haven't seen for a while. Oh, Michelle says her son is back home to live for a while in September. He came back in September. He's like a boomerang. Okay. So Doretha says her husband tries to do things on his own, even though it's just him and her at the house. But she has to go behind him like he's a child, and then she gets overwhelmed and aggravated. So here's the thing, Doretha. Let me ask you this. Why do you have to go behind him? If he wants to try to do things to help you on his own, why do you go behind him? Here's the thing. If it's not done to your specification, is it good enough? Is the question. Is it good enough? Now, my husband will load the dishwasher, and I don't particularly care for the way he loads the dishwasher. I don't feel like he puts the dishes in just the right way, that the water and all that can get to everything, but I let him load the dishwasher. Now, if I have to put something in there myself when I'm getting ready, and I turn it on at night because he doesn't push the button to turn it on. He'll load it after dinner. We together do the after dinner cleanup, and so I'll start clearing the table. He'll start scraping the dishes and rinsing them and getting them into the dishwasher while I'm cleaning the stove and doing other things. And then I actually put the soap in and push the button. So if there's something that I think that needs to be rearranged, I might do that. But other than that, I don't. If he does a task, I have to let him do that, because if you, as a homemaker, as a partner, go behind them and redo things that they do, they're going to stop doing things because they're going to feel unappreciated. So even if it's not done to your specification, is it good enough? And sometimes good enough is okay. Because if you're wearing yourself out and you're tired and aggravated and overwhelmed, you're doing yourself a disservice. So it depends upon what the task is, let him do. Maybe there's some tasks you don't want him to do. And then so give him some things that he can do that you can live with. And then the things you can't live with, say, hon, I'll do this, and then you do that. So help me out by taking care of this. Because it's important for everyone to feel that they're contributing in some way. So Michelle's saying she sleeps a lot when she's depressed. Yes. And then Deb is talking to Doretha. Both of them have disabled husbands. So yeah, you can probably offer her some suggestions that I can't, but I get what you're saying. All right, so let me move on. So for those people that have joined us late, we are talking about how to get your mojo back when you're unmotivated to engage in your homemaking role. And whereas I focused pretty much on home cleaning when I was putting together my notes, some of the ladies on the thread have been kind enough to remind me that cooking is also an issue. You may not feel like cooking in addition to the cleaning and the laundry and all of that. So, that's something to take into consideration and try to figure out ways that we can motivate ourselves for that. And I gave some channels that you can watch to motivate you to cook and to clean. And also, if you're a young homemaker looking for mentoring, my Homemaking 201, Mastering Your Homemaking Journey, a mentoring program for homemakers, is now open. And you can access it through my Apron Diva website. And when you take a look at it there on my Apron Diva website, you can see the cost. And then there are several different payment options so that payment cost should not be a barrier. And you can also send me an email at thisandthatwithdenise@gmail.com, and then we can connect and we can talk about whether or not it might be a good fit for you. Okay, so now getting back on task, tip number 3. And we've been alluding to this one already, is to ask for help. Tip number 3 is to ask for help. But here's something that took me a while to learn is that when you ask for help and they give it, you have to accept the way they do it because they're not going to do it the way you want it done. Now, if there's a certain standard that needs to be risen to, then you can show them what the expectations are. You do this. Number 2, you do this. Number 3, you do this. Do it this way, this, and this. And then once you've shown them a few times how it needs to be done, then leave them alone and let them do it. Don't micromanage. Just let them do it. And don't wear yourself out going behind them. Maybe the next week you might switch tasks and then you take care of that, say, bathroom or whatever that particular task is. But there is an old saying that many hands make light work, and it is very true. So if someone is helping you, working alongside you, that is very motivating. And you can accomplish the task so much easier and feel a sense of accomplishment, but not if you're going behind them and you're redoing the stuff you've had them do. And here's the other thing. It's not just your house. Unless you live alone, it's not just your house. So everyone living in that space is responsible for keeping the home neat and tidy. Now, here's the thing. As CEO, Chief Executive Officer, Chief Homemaking Officer, however you want to call it, domestic engineer, whatever, homemaking is your primary responsibility. But that does not mean you're the only one that has to do it. It just means you learn how to delegate. You learn how to delegate. It's a we thing, not a me thing. So there's some things that you can delegate to your children to assist you, to your partner to assist you, but not that it's your only job. You should enlist the assistance of every family member, including your husband or wife, to help you in your homemaking. And even if they're working outside the home and you're not, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're there the whole time, they should still do something to help you in the house. Now, you might want it to be something very minimal because they're going to come home and they're going to be tired and they're going to feel like, look, I've been out all day, you've been home all day, why should I have to come home and help? because we want our family to see the example that we work together as a family. That's why they should come home and help. But maybe it's something really simple. For example, one of the things that my husband does now, which is so sweet, is he helps with the after dinner cleanup. Now, that's huge. So, as soon as we're done eating, he starts collecting the plates off the table. He goes over to the kitchen sink. He gets them scraped and rinsed, and then he loads the dishwasher. While he's doing that, I get the placemats put away. I'll get the table cleaned off, and I'll start putting the food away because he doesn't like to put the food away. I've got a lot of different containers that I like to use. I like to use the Rubbermaid Brilliance containers, and so I'll grab those out. I get the food put away, get everything in the refrigerator, and then he gets the dishes all washed, and he'll even wash the pots and pans. Now, if it's just you though and your children, then you should probably wash the pots and pans because those are the hardest things to wash. And you're going to want to clean the stove. But they can help clean the table or wipe the table down, wipe the counter down, sweep the floor. Just something little that everyone can pitch in to help do. And Fly Lady Cat says even a 3-year-old can carry their plate from the table over to the sink. So, everyone should participate. So again, it's a we thing, not a me thing. And tip number 4 is tune in to an expert. Now, I thought this was kind of fun. There are people that make it their business to do cooking and cleaning and homemaking. That's their business. That's their whole way of life. And they have books and podcasts and videos that you can listen to or watch to help you get motivated again. I love listening to audiobooks. So you see here, I got my Kindle right here. I take it everywhere I go. It's always in my purse, and I've got a bunch of books on there that I can listen to. So I can listen to podcasts on there as well. I can watch video, that kind of thing. So it's like an HD Fire tablet. So I can do all kind of things with that. So I do audiobooks, I do Kindle, and I also do YouTube. So on YouTube, I like to listen to Fly Lady Cat at Declutter Your Life with Cat. She is amazing. She does a live show every Monday between 10 and 10:30. Sometimes if she's having a little technical difficulties, it may be a little late starting, but usually right around 10 o'clock Eastern, she does her live Q&A show. She's amazing. I also like to listen to or watch. I like to watch the Organized Soprano because she has so many good ideas, not just about homemaking, but that girl can do things. She can do things with tools and hammers and drills, and I am so impressed with that. Now, you guys are going to laugh at this, but my husband and I are very old school. We got married in 1972. We got married in 1972. Shows you how old I am. And so there were very strict gender roles at that time. Anything requiring a hammer, a nail, and a drill, he did. And if it's pretty much stuff inside the house, that kind of thing, I did. And then we kind of worked together with the kids and different things like that. So I am always so impressed when I see women that can use power tools and things like that. Well, I have learned to do some things especially since I started this YouTube channel, because I feel like if I'm encouraging my young homemakers to do things, then I need to learn to do some things too. So I can do some things, but there's still a lot of things that I just don't do. If I need to hang a picture, and you'll see one coming up in my Tiny Tuesday, if I can ever get the video edited, he hangs a picture for me. But how did I get down that rabbit hole? I do not know. But anyway, Declutter Your Life with Cat, Organized Soprano, and then Clean My Space with Melissa Maker. She's amazing. And just her breadth of knowledge on cleaning tips and techniques and different things like that. She is very good. I also as I mentioned, I like to listen to audiobooks, but also there's podcasts. So A Slob Comes Clean. Stephanie from The Secret Slob. A Slob Comes Clean is Danny K. White. And she wrote the book Organizing for the Rest of Us. And she was on the show once and gave away a book to a couple of our viewers. And then The Secret Slob, and then The Clutter Bug, also The Minimal Mob. These are the Minimal Mom, not the Minimal Mob, but the Minimal Mom. These are people who can help you on your homemaking journey, on your decluttering journey, who can inspire you to get something done, can help you get your mojo back just by getting a little bit of inspiration. So watch a podcast, watch a video, listen to a podcast, or read a book. So, what experts do you guys like to follow in that space that I have not mentioned? Tell me in the chat again. There might be a few more in regards to that I have not thought to mention. And then tip number 5 is play some uplifting music. Now, this is really very, very fun and very motivational. So, if the hubby and I have a huge cleaning project to tackle, if I'm in the room by myself, the first thing I'm going to do is find an audiobook, pull it up on my Kindle, and I'm going to start listening. However, if he's working with me, it's going to be music, and it's going to be old school music. He'll have that Sirius XM radio app, or what's the other one? Not Ponderosa, but I can't think of the name of it now. Starts with a P. But he'll have that other app going, and he'll be blasting music through the house. You can probably hear it down the block, and we'll be doing whatever it is that we're doing. And it's old school music like Diana Ross, The Temptations, The Shy Lights, all those old school groups from the 1970s and the 80s, mostly the 60s and the 70s, Motown and those kind of bands and groups. And it just puts a pep in my step, and it makes the work go a lot quicker. If your little ones are helping you, music is definitely your best option. And if it's your partner helping you, music is also just a ticket. Every now and then I might be in the kitchen working on something, and he might be in the family room working on something, and he's got the music going. I have been known to leave the kitchen and go into the family room and grab me by the hand, and next thing you know, we're dancing around in the family room and that kind of thing. So definitely, music can be very inspirational, and it can inspire you to get some work done. So it can definitely help you get your mojo back. So how do you make your housework easier when you're working? Let me know. How do you make housework easier when you're working? Do you like to play music or an audiobook? If it's just me, it's going to be my audiobook. I got a whole bunch of them on here. And that's what I'm going to be listening to. But like I said, if it's me and the hubby, it's going to be music. I typed in the wrong password. So right now I've got YouTube up here because I was listening to some YouTube stuff earlier, and you can see Fly Lady Cat right there in the middle. And then if I'm looking for books, I click on my library, and there's a lot of books that pop up right there. And I've even got a couple on here that deal with cleaning and things like that. So those are things that I like to do to kind of help me get involved, get my mojo back. So let me come over here to see what people are saying. Pandora. That was it. I could not think of that word for that for the life of me. I kept thinking, it starts with a P. What is it? Pandora. He loves Pandora. As a matter of fact, I got a copyright strike once because we had gone fishing, and I turned on, he had Pandora on the boat, and he caught this huge fish. And so I videoed it, and I showed our excursion, and they picked up the music that he was playing on Pandora, and I got a copyright strike for that. But yes, Pandora, that's what it is. So, hey, Colette, glad you're here. Nitty T says, preach. My husband takes care of the dishes, floors, and helps with the laundry. My husband will help me fold the laundry, but he doesn't help do the laundry. He can't figure out how to work our machine. I showed him a couple times, but he can't remember how to do it. And one time he ended up pouring laundry detergent in the bleach dispenser, and it took me a while to get that out. So it's like, no, he will help fold, but he will help with the dishes, and of course he mops the floors and takes out the garbage and all that kind of thing. Um, but yes, uh, Mika Lynn says she's been working 12-hour shifts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 hours on Thursday, and between 4 and 8. Plus, she has OCD. Oh my! She gets so overwhelmed that she gives up. Okay, so Mika, 12-hour shifts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then 8-hour shifts on Thursday, and between 4 and 8 on weekends. Between 4 and 8. So between 4 and 8 on weekends. Plus, she has some OCD and ADHD and gets overwhelmed. You know, I think, Mika, what you're going to have to do, you're going to be physically exhausted from those 12-hour shifts. I've worked 12-hour shifts before. And typically when you work 12-hour shifts, it used to be, that's 36 hours right there. And then you've got to put in another 4 somewhere, or if you put in an 8-hour shift somewhere to get in your number of hours, you're going to be so exhausted. So on those days that you're working your 12-hour shifts, you can't plan on doing any other work other than getting yourself up, dressed, getting your kids up, dressed, fed, out the house to school, back home, bathed, into bed. That's all you can do on those 12-hour shift nights. That's it. On the days where you have an 8-hour shift or a 4-hour shift, then when you get home, again, bed, bath, food, that kind of thing, it's going to be about all you can do because it takes a while to catch up from those 12-hour shifts. So it's your off days where you're going to have to get most of your home making work done. It's going to be really important that you have a routine that you follow, that so that you can stay on top of your routine on the days that you have your short shifts, and you can get a few things done there. But on your 12-hour shift days, all you can do is just come home, you know, food, bed, bath, that's it. That's all you can expect to get done. The other question could be is if there is any help that you can get. Do you have a partner that can help you, or can you pay for some help? That's the other option. That's one thing that we as women hesitate to do, is pay for help, because we figure we should be able to do it all. But men will pay for help and not think a thing about it. If a man ends up so often that for whatever reason he is now the house man, there's no wife or there's no woman in the home, he's got to take care of the kids in the house and the job, whatever, he'll hire a housekeeper in a minute. So if the finances are there, consider what help you can hire out that might be beneficial for you. Just think about that, because you got a lot on your plate. I don't know how many littles you may have, but even if you don't have any, just the shifts that you're working, and I'm wondering if you're a nurse and if that's what you, or a nursing assistant, so that when you're getting home, you're going to be exhausted because that is hard work. Think about what can you possibly hire out. And it could be that you hire out to a family member. Maybe you pay your mom or your sister or someone to do your laundry every week. They come pick it up, wash it, fold it, bring it home, and put it away for you. Because what you don't want is for them to bring it home and set the laundry basket down, and you got baskets full of laundry sitting there. Or maybe you pay some teenager to help with your laundry or something like that. So there's something to think about there. Hey, Barbara Ann. Barbara says she's primarily cares for the inside of her house, and her husband takes care of the outside and the vehicles. Yeah, and we help each other as needed. Okay. Yeah, I could not think of Pandora for the life of me. So Michelle says when she worked outside the home, she hired her nieces to help her clean the house once a month. So yeah, it's a lot to clean and work full time, because here's the thing. You're a mom full time. Whether you're in that house full time or not, you're still a mom full time. If you're away somewhere at the job and the school calls you, whatever, you're going to have to leave that job and go take care of whatever's going on with your child. So you're a mom full time. You're just not in the house cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry and all that full time. So, on top of the things that the mom who's staying at home, on top of the things that she's able to get done, now you've added work outside the home. So you're doing double duty. So if you can hire help, do that and don't feel bad about it. It doesn't say that you're not a good homemaker or that you're not a good mom. It just means that you can't do everything at once. That's all it means. Oh, Joe likes Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. Janelle likes listening to YouTube videos and watching her favorite homemakers. YouTube has music mixes. Oh, and then Vegan Mama, tell us your name, Vegan Mama. You haven't done that yet. She will enlist her kids, assign jobs, and they get to work together. Good. Oh yeah, Michelle. You know what? I get it. Michelle's a former dance teacher, and her kids dance and perform, so that helps a lot. They use Spotify to make playlists with songs they all like, and then organizing supplies helps. Okay. Barbara likes to play old school R&B and listen to comedy. So Nitty says she likes audiobooks, but her cleaning playlist helps her when she doesn't want to do it. So that helps her get motivated. Okay. Yeah, kids like to earn money, so you can get them to earn a little money for you. So Nitty says when she wrote the last college check tuition for her daughter, she wanted to pay for help, but hubby is not comfortable with a stranger in the house. He'll get familiar with whoever is coming in to clean. He'll get comfortable with her real quick. Michelle's got some new headphones to play music when she's cleaning. Oh, Magenta, thank you. She stays motivated by watching my videos. She likes to see me do the 15-minute declutters for 30 days. You know what? I'm working on that. I've just been so scattered, but I'm going to be doing a um 30 days of decluttering for in the kitchen, not all around the house. But yeah, I'm going to work on that too because that takes some planning. One of the things that I'm going to do that I have done is I'm going to start wearing similar things when I do my videos so that at least I'm wearing a similar uniform. So I just got a new navy blue dress, and then I've got a black dress and then a black shirt and skirt and things like that I can kind of put that uniform on every time I'm doing a task so that things will look to be more visually uniform. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. You guys have a lot of good ideas about what you do to make housework easier. A lot of you do like music. A lot of you like just turning on a video. And if I turn a video on, I can't always watch because I'm working, but I can certainly listen. All right, so let me go ahead and give my announcements. I just want to remind everyone that my Homemaking 201, Mastering Your Homemaking Journey, the cart is now open and it closes on March 18th. I've also got some new pieces coming in the Apron Diva. Blue Skies posted our new one for spring and it's hanging back there. We call it Sophie because it celebrates the lavender flowers from the Sophia province in France. And then we've also got our mentoring program listed in our Apron Diva. So my question for you is, what's your aha moment? What are you going to do to get your mojo back? Tell us in the chat or on the replay. Leave me a comment if you're on the replay. And then I do want to invite you to my last video, which is an unusual grocery haul. I mentioned in a couple other ones that, well, I didn't say it at the time. We were doing a Daniel fast. And the last grocery haul, I was kind of following up with some of the things that I had learned to do during that Daniel fast. So check out that grocery haul. And I made one of the dishes that I talked about, and I don't have the video edited yet, but it's coming. And then please check out my YouTube shorts. I've been doing YouTube shorts. A lot of them are in the laundry lab, but some of them are in the kitchen. And I am trying to do little tips that can be helpful for homemakers in less than 60 seconds. So laundry lab and then in the kitchen, different things like that. And today I posted my taco from Taco Tuesday, which was yesterday, but I had those Chipotle flour tortillas that I had mentioned in my last grocery haul. Excuse me. And I told you guys I'd let you know whether or not I liked them. And they weren't hot at all. So they were really good. So that's what we had with our tacos yesterday. And please check out my YouTube shorts. And then for those of you, I was talking about depression. If you think you might possibly be suffering from depression, I have linked a depression quiz in the description box. And what this quiz will do, it'll just give you it'll give you a look at what are some of the things that people experience when they have depression. You go through it, answer the different questions. And if you answered too many of these in the positive, you might be suffering from depression or you might not. Now, depression can look different for everyone. So it doesn't mean that if you take the quiz and you get them all right, that you do have clinical depression. That can only be diagnosed by a healthcare professional like a physician or a nurse practitioner. However, if you meet a lot of those symptoms and you feel like you've been having some other issues, then follow up with your healthcare provider and just see, because depression can be treated. Medication, talk therapy, depression can be treated. Oh my goodness, Barbara, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for giving me a super sticker. Do you have a particular question you would like answered? Gosh, I appreciate that, Barbara. Thank you very much. I don't know how to pin it. Oh, maybe that's how you pin it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then Sue says she realizes her clutter stops are stresses for her. She feels so much better when the surfaces are tidy. So, Sue, it's not that the clutter stops are stressors, it's the hot spots. The hot spots are where those clutter things are accumulating. And so when you do the clutter stop, you do that tidy up, then you feel so much better. And Rain says she loves the laundry labs. I've stepped up her laundry game. Well, Rain, thank you so much. I have my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, is a freshman at Spelman College, and she has lots of questions about laundry, her and her friends. And so I've been thinking about her when I do some of them. And then some of them I just think about for my young homemakers. And then some of them I get asked questions about. So I just go ahead and do them from that way. So thank you. I appreciate that. Michelle said, I perfected the taco on that shirt. That taco was so good. I've been watching Gaz Oakley, and he's a vegan avant-garde chef, and I've been making a couple of his different recipes and trying things, and he showed how to fold the taco up to make it like a little burrito, but I had too much in mind. Oh, Nitty, thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You guys let me know what you want to see next. I'm working on the scheduling for March. So, what are some of the things that you want me to talk about in March? Please send me an email and let me know or put them in the chat. And I know Miss Leona is working on Spring in the Kitchen. So, I may do some of that with her. We'll see. And Michelle likes Adele, Colby. Okay, I like Adele. I don't know who the other ones are. Oh my, Janelle Whitted. She signed up for my homemaking mentoring course. Hooray! So Janelle got one of the spots for my homemaking 201 course. Thank you, Janelle. I'll be sending you a letter out in a few days to let you know a little bit more information. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, so, and if you're wondering what she signed up for my Homemaking 201 mentoring program, Mastering Your Homemaking Journey. So I'm going to wrap it up. So for more homemaking inspiration, click here. There's nothing there yet, but there will be. I'll see you guys next time.